those of you who ordered curry tonight. We've never been open late like this before, and I've been on my own fulfilling orders, and I'm really grateful for them. I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as possible. I had a discussion with my investor. Her name is Mom.
Where are your people? Why aren't you guys supporting each other? I don't get it. I don't understand what you want from us. You want our rhythm, but y'all don't want our blues. You want our money, but you don't want to respect us. I don't get it. Where are your people? I'm not trying to be funny, but where are you the Asian people? Show up for your community. How is it that the moment that Black people decide to keep wealth within our community and support our own people, you guys seem to be falling apart? I don't get it. Why aren't y'all supporting each other? It's alarming. Getting up here talking about your mom is the investor. Like, where are your people at? I don't get it. I'm concerned. Ouch! I fucking hit my head. Where are your people? Why aren't y'all supporting each other? This is very disturbing to me.
I saw this thing online of how the Black people are not going to these salons or this. They are seriously boycotting these Asian people. We are not funding them anymore. It's empty. Look at this. I thought it was a joke. Ain't nobody in there. Wow. Look at this. They are not playing. Talking all of that shit about the niggas, and the niggas ain't going in there to buy you nothing. Wow, I thought it was a joke, but they are not playing with these Asian people. Ain't nobody in there. Saying they don't need the black dollar. Uh-huh.
Guys, like, this is really happening. I cannot believe it. Like, the Asian stores are literally empty. Like, from this clip you just watched, you can see it for yourself that the stores are basically empty and the guys are losing it. And they were the first people to say they don't need the black dollar. What? And this video actually proves them wrong, because it shows that we were the backbone behind their businesses, and right now, as we just stop patronizing them, their business is falling apart. This is crazy. Guys, let's continue watching.
So a ticking time bomb that I feel like not a lot of people know about is the fact that most of your favorite local Chinese restaurants that are being owned by like Chinese immigrants are probably not going to be around within the next 10 to 15 years. And this is because, for context, my parents own a Chinese restaurant, and basically all of our friends and family in our like community also own their own Chinese restaurants. So, you know, what I know is happening is that a lot of these people who came to America, you know, a couple decades ago, opened up their Chinese restaurants. They're getting to the age now where they are trying to figure out how to retire and how to essentially like what to do with the business. And so one of the options obviously is to sell it to someone else who wants to continue operating the restaurant, you know, as it currently is. And basically, from what my parents have told me, the prices that these businesses, like these Chinese restaurants, are going for on these like Chinese communities forums where people are like listing their restaurants, these restaurants are being sold for dirt cheap, because you are not getting the same influx of people coming into the US as like first-gen immigrants who wants to own and operate Chinese restaurants. This is an incredibly labor-intensive line of work, and these owners, like, you could say, oh, like, why don't they just pass it down to their kids? Most of the Chinese people that I know whose family own restaurants, their kids, you know, my friends whose parents own restaurants, it was not even a question whether or not they wanted to like take on the family business, right? Like, the people who own and operate these restaurants know how extremely labor intensive and difficult it is to do this line of work. And that's because so much of the labor that goes into making and preparing your food is done by hand. It is not automated. Like, we, at least in my family's restaurant, we make every single dumpling by hand, and like the filling that goes into these dumplings, we make that by hand too. Like, my parents literally like grind up the pork, they hand chop the scallions, like hand measure all of like the sauces and everything. Like, it is so labor intensive to own and operate a Chinese restaurant.
So this is one of the things I've been explaining to people on the Millionaire Morning Show when they talk about owning a business. Two things to take away from this. The first thing is when you talk about a brick and mortar business, it is very much labor intensive, meaning that most of the people that are successful in an industry that are not like a corporate owned licensed store, McDonald's type of entity, Chick-fil-A, something like that, most of them basically created a job for themselves. So when you see these people come over here into this country a lot of times, they're not coming over here educated. They're not coming over here to be doctors and lawyers. They don't even speak the language mostly. And so what they do is they open up these restaurants in order to create a job for themselves. And they work that job. They have to work it every day in order for them to survive, to have resources. A lot of times they also put their children through school. They, send them to college or whatever, and they make a whole lot of sacrifices. And here's the caveat to this. This is the other part of the conversation. Because they don't want their children to go through the same thing that they went through. So the business dies with the parents, and or they sell it, and they wind up selling it for a lot cheaper than what they would want to sell it for, because obviously they will want to get the most out of it so that they can retire. But their body gives out on them. They get old. Eventually they get to the point to where, you can't do the same things, or you can't work it the same way that you could every single day for the rest of your life.
Well, I don't get what this lady is trying to say here. One thing I would tell her for sure is that Black people are well known to adapt in any situation. And just to break the ice, sorry, but there are Black folks here that can literally cook Chinese food. And I think that people can actually even survive without the Chinese food. So you're telling us that Chinese restaurants won't be around for the next 10 to 15 years is do we look like we care? Black folks don't literally care because they've made up their mind this time around. And I've seen some couple of clips too where persons were like, okay, they're gonna give discounts. Asians were like, they're gonna give discounts on their on their food and items for people to come and purchase. But Black folks are not still coming to buy. That made me actually think, like, so we've been the one feeding these guys all along, yet they treat us like trash. Doesn't make sense at all. Let's look at more clips.
Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton. Oh yeah, I know about it. Yeah, but you're still going in. Today I am out in the streets spreading the word of the boycott that is happening now, and letting people know that this ain't what we doing no more, okay? So stay tuned. All right, I'm walking to the beauty supply store to see if any Black people are in there supporting the Asian business. I understand that a lot of people do not know, and that's why I'm out here trying to spread the word and let people know that, hey, this is not what we're doing. So yeah, let me walk up. You see this beautiful view? I'm in Waldorf, Maryland. Parking lot look full. We gonna see when we walk in. Man, we shouldn't even be. Have you heard about the boycott that's happening? Yeah, we shouldn't even be in here, girl. You know what? And I'm about to tell. Okay, it's not really that many people in here. Hello, everybody, Black women. I'm here to represent the boycott that's happening for Cyrus Belton. He was killed by an Asian man, and the verdict was non-guilty for allegedly stealing water bottles that he did not do. We are boycotting all Asian businesses. So I'm coming here to let y'all know we're not doing any beauty supply stores. We're not doing any carryouts, hibachis, none of that. A lot of people don't know. That's why I'm letting y'all Black women know that we're not doing this. We're saving our Black dollar and giving it to Black businesses. I'm I'm sure you heard of it. You look like a young woman. You should know what's going on. So I'm spreading the word, and y'all have a nice day. Ma'am, we boycotting these type of businesses. I don't know why you're going in here. You might not have heard what's going on, but look up Cyrus Belton. Oh yeah, I know about it. Yeah, but you're still going in. So spin black, okay? To all my followers, viewers, supporters, if you like what I'm doing and you're with the movement, please donate to my Cash App and support the cause. $FOXI 22. That's Cash App again. FOXI 22. Thank you so much.
That there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it.
When the black community is talking about boycotting Asian businesses, everybody should be in agreement with them. And for the people who really just don't understand or agree with me, I just really want you to also understand that they are not in your business, because there are some Asian people that only shop at Asian places. Only. Like, I'm talking about people that will drive all the way to like Orange County in LA and just go to get boba, dim sum, noodle houses, Korean barbecue, like, and they just stick with that same thing. And they're not saying anything about it. I just don't understand what's the problem of wanting to support the black community and wanting to support their own businesses at this. I think it's great. We should actually be very happy that this is what they want, and we should be in support with them. Like, we should be looking and seeking to support their community too. Like, why are you so pressed about where their money is going at this point? I don't know. And I feel like I could talk about this topic for a very long time, because how I see it is that, like, if you were to go to any other country, right? Let's just say, like, for me, I'm Chinese Cambodian. Let's say we go to Cambodia. All the business owners in that country are Cambodian, or majority of them are Cambodian. So we're here in America, and the Native Americans were here. The white Americans took their land. The black Americans built this land. The black Americans doesn't have an established community, and like even in the same way that Asian people do. Is that not alarming? Like, every other community out here has some sort of established business amongst even like a certain trade. But are you guys even asking, like, why is it that the black community is not? And it's not their fault, because many people in the black community, they do try to have businesses. They do try to do these things, but there is discrimination and there is systemic racism that prevents them from doing it. And, or if not, people be trying to shut them down just because. Do you guys don't see that? Or you guys don't ask why? I'm just like, why would you guys not want to support their decision in doing this? Like, you guys are scared about losing money. They're scared about their people being killed. How is this even a debate? And let's be very real. No one is entitled to police anybody on what they can or cannot do with their money. So for the people who are saying not everybody deserves this, that was just one person, you're being disrespectful. Stop trying to persuade them as to why they should just keep spending money with everybody else besides putting it into their own community. We should be doing it too. Every person of color should be doing it.
Okay, so I done seen 3 videos on TikTok this week about Mandy's Beauty Supply. So while everybody's on the trend of talking about that right now and shopping with black businesses, one of the reasons why I decided a long time ago that I was going to shop at a black business when it came to buying black products for my hair and black supplies for my hair is because about 3 or 4 years ago, when Mandy's first opened, they were going through her trash. These Asian people, she caught them on camera going through her trash cans, trying to look and see where she was buying her products from, and they were harassing her. That is what made me stop going to the Asian people to buy hair products. And every time I hear people going to them and going to their beauty supplies, it really makes me mad.
Attention all black people, we are boycotting Asian businesses. Justice for Cyrus. I am walking in Beauty Town in Wardolph, the beauty supply store, to let them know we are boycotting. Okay? Wow. It's kind of empty. It's quiet, but it's a few people in here. Attention all black people, we are boycotting Asian businesses. Justice for Cyrus. I don't know if y'all heard about it on TikTok, but a young 14-year-old boy was shot and killed in the back for allegedly stealing 4 bottles of water that he did not do. The verdict came out in June, and the Asian man was found not guilty. Black people are boycotting Asian businesses, and that includes beauty supply stores, hibachis, curryouts, spas, and nail salons. Please shop black. Please spend your dollars elsewhere. Black people are not supporting this. We're not spreading hate. We are spreading awareness. Please shop black. Support your black businesses. Justice for Cyrus. Stop shopping it in here, black people. Huh? It's not black. No, it's not. It's Asian. Yeah. I'm trying to find black-owned beauty supply stores where we can shop. Have you ever heard of the Cyrus situation? Cyrus Belton, shot in the back by an Asian. We are not supporting Asian businesses. Y'all can do what y'all want, but I'm just spreading the word. It's all on TikTok. We're not supporting Asian businesses due to the murder of Cyrus Belton that occurred in South Carolina, which a 14-year-old boy was shot in the back by an Asian man. The verdict came out not guilty. We're boycotting Asian businesses. They do nothing for our communities. Nothing at all. Nothing. But y'all can do what y'all want to do. But I'm just letting y'all know. We're spending our dollars elsewhere. Black businesses. They don't value our money at all. I appreciate that. To all my followers, viewers, supporters, if you like what I'm doing and you're with the movement, please donate to my Cash App and support the cause. $FOXI 22. That's Cash App again. FOXI 22. Thank you so much.
So what you and I have got to do is get involved. You and I have to be right there breathing down their throat. Every time they look over their shoulder, we want them to see us. We want to make them pass the strongest civil rights bill they've ever passed. Because we know even after they pass it, they can't enforce it.
Common sense approach. Now, I know most Asian business owners are probably thinking to themselves that this situation with Black Americans banning supporting their businesses will eventually come to an end sooner than later, and it'll be back to business as usual. But to be honest with you, I don't think so. As you can see these ladies getting it in, putting in work. I don't think so. I think you guys are in it for the long haul when it comes to black people supporting your businesses again. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why I think so. Number one, a lot of people been waiting on you to fuck up anyway. And that's just the truth. A lot of people have been waiting on you to fuck up. Which leads me to number two. You have close to 50 million black Americans in this country. A lot of them who have been waiting on the opportunity to provide these services to their community. But you was in the way, which goes back to number one. A lot of people been waiting on you to fuck up. And last but not least, a lot of black Americans have been talking to their children about this. And there's a lot of things you don't want to be in the eyes of your children, but you definitely don't want to be a hypocrite and to look weak in front of your children or in the eyes of your children. So for me to sit down and have these conversations with my children on why we shouldn't support these businesses and then to go and start back supporting them makes me a hypocrite to my child, and it also makes me look weak. So for the, it's a few more reasons, but those are just a few reasons why I feel like things will never go back and be the same as it was. It's common sense approach.
Asians said black Americans cannot do without them. They said black Americans cannot wear Nikes, they cannot wear makeup, they cannot do this, they cannot even do their common nails if eventually black Americans decide to boycott Asian in America. Look at the stores. Asian stores are empty. Their stores are empty. Black Americans are not opening their stores. They're not spending their dollar within the black community. Why do you think it is impossible to do something? I don't know. Now Asians are crying bitterly. Asians are saying they don't have anything to rely on because a lot of them rely on nail tech, salon shops, stores in America. Now black Americans are taking everything back. They're not destroying their properties. They're just saying we are no longer spending our dollar there. We are going to be spending it in the black community. They never even start. Asians are crying already. Don't ever underestimate the power of any ethnicity, honestly. Follow for more, Jerry.
So one thing I find absolutely fascinating about races and racism and anti-blackness as an institution is that oftentimes people who participate in this will cut the nose to spite the face thinking they're showing us something. So I'm sure you've all heard of black people will now be boycotting Asian-owned businesses. Fair. But now you have Asian people logging onto social media saying how they never needed black people's money anyways. Babes, you set up a bunch of businesses in predominantly black neighborhoods, but more specifically poor black neighborhoods. And proximity to whiteness is not going to save you. Those other people are not going to come to the bad side of town to make sure your business stays afloat. That beauty supply store you set up in the hoods that are filled with black hair care products is a business model that is dependent upon black patronage. Do you think white folks won't come from across town to get Chinese takeout in the hood? But you'd rather dig your heels in than hold your own accountable. And I'm saying this as a business owner myself. You cannot alienate yourself from your consumer base and think you're going to be successful. There is no one else who can patronize these businesses because no one else goes into poor black neighborhoods but other black people. And that includes black people who aren't even from that neighborhood. They will go to those neighborhoods to get to the black beauty supply store because that's the only place that sells our hair care products at an affordable price. But sure, you sure showed us damn empty stores.
My grandma always used to say, people always think the grass is greener on the other side, but you still got to water that shit. And every time I see certain conversations online, I always think about that. I'm seeing some folks say black people shouldn't be boycotting Asian businesses. Y'all gonna see what happened to y'all. And I'm like, what happened to y'all? What happened to us? What happened to y'all? That's the part that always kind of gets me, right? If black people don't matter, If the black dollar ain't valuable, if black people are doing too much, then stop taking our money. It's really that simple. Go on and get all them other dollars. Open your stores exclusively in communities where you feel like people don't complain, don't protest, and they don't speak up. Since we're such a burden, go and see how much it works out for you. The irony is, black people have spent generations fighting for equality, not just for black people, but for everybody. And now a lot of people that benefited from the fight that black people did, they want to say, just be quiet and shut up. But if it wasn't for us, they'd be no you. And now some of the people who benefited from black folks opening those doors act like black people don't bring nothing to the table. And that's why I don't get offended anymore. If you truly believe black people have no value, stand on business. Stop taking the black dollar. Stop opening businesses in black neighborhoods. Stop marketing to black consumers. And this let us know when that little experiment works out. Because see, my grandmama also taught me something else. Folks don't appreciate water until the well runs dry.
This is week 2 of the black transfers. What are you sisters doing? Are you strategizing? I don't think you are. Because if you were, I would see more of your black businesses out here on this TikTok app representing you. Stop talking about the Asians' empty businesses. We all know that's happening. Now is to seal the deal, to lock down the deal. You have to advertise your companies, where you guys are located, what your hours are, your address, and most importantly, you have to come together as a unity among sisters. So, for example, if you're in a city and there's only one black nail technician for that particular area, you can't handle all those customers, baby. You have to network with other sisters. So get on Facebook, get on Craigslist, get on anywhere and advertise that you're going to need assistance so that you guys can what? When those businesses are officially done in your area, you guys can come together collectively and run that shop. Get your LLC. Get yourself organized so that when the takeover is complete, you're ready. You're ready. If you're not ready, what us black women gonna do? If you're not ready, I need to get my nails done. I ain't gonna sit around waiting for you. No, I'm gonna go to the nearest salon and get my stuff done. No. Y'all gotta get organized now. Get organized. Bye.
Instead of saying boycott Asian businesses, we're going to say replace Asian businesses. Replace Asian businesses with black businesses. Instead of even saying Asian boycott, that it should be more of we are using this opportunity to focus on ourselves. Instead of making every other community rich and being the catalyst for their economies, we need to start focusing on how we can do this. And we've lost sight of that because we have become dependent on other people to come into our communities and give us what we want, but they don't give us anything. We give them. So it's important for us, now that we've come to this conclusion, to really capitalize on it. So let's turn it around so they can't say that we're trying to hate them and we're pushing this narrative. We don't hate Asian people. I don't hate Asian people. I don't know about anybody else. Plus, Asian is a big, big word. Asian is a big, big word. You have Korean, Mandarin, Thai, Chinese, all kinds of Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, Filipino. Then you got the Indians that are in Asia. Shit, Russia. Goddamn it. Asia's big. That brush is too big for me to paint that much. I'm going to use this opportunity to start looking for more black-owned businesses and recycling our dollars in communities where the people live where I live. So I know those dollars are going to come back some kind of way. Instead of saying boycott Asian businesses, we're going to say replace Asian businesses with black businesses. replace Asian businesses. Voila, you too. I'm sorry. I love your pierogies and corner store sandwiches, but you gotta go too. Sorry. And to them evil ass Dominican bodega owners in New York City, because when I visited, y'all followed us around the store and we was visiting from Atlanta, San Francisco, and y'all were assholes, complete assholes, and y'all was almost darker than me. Ugh, I hope y'all close. Definitely replace them motherfuckers. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just a suggestion. By no means am I taking away from the fact that Rick Chow murdered and his son murdered Cyrus Belton. I'm not taking that away. You have every right to be angry that people come into our community and don't respect us, that they think they're better than us because they have a business and that they're making money from us. They should be at our feet. Also, we should be mad at the system as well, but let's replace it.
To the Asian man who challenged all black people to boycott all Asian businesses, I'd like to say thank you. We haven't seen a level of unity and camaraderie this large since probably George Floyd. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know if black people would have ever gotten to this point where we all unified under one singular movement this way. Like, it is powerful. The Asian people are starting to feel the effects of what you have done. This is impacting your people more than it's impacting my people. We are uniting against this. You have destroyed Asian businesses. That's you. You did that. And I'd like to thank you for getting my people to work together on something like this. This means the world to me. And to the Asian people who are hurting because of the decisions and the words that this person has said, you know who to come for. He did this to you, not us. He said we don't want you guys, so we said okay.
Congratulations, melanated people. You have allegedly boycotted, if not shut down, a store. Do you know there are people walking around on planet Earth right now who are happy to see the downfall of others? Like, I've seen the comments in the comment section of certain videos. Hand clapping emojis, laughing emojis, some mad comments. Yeah, mess with us and you'll see what God you are serving. But it makes no difference. See, you can go around and boycott every store. You can go around and shut down every store. You, your children, and your grandchildren are still going to be poor. So it makes no difference. And you need to remember, everybody needs each other. The producers need the consumers. The consumers need the producers. Why don't you try to do this? Because people want to talk about shutting down stores and then opening up their own stores. Why don't you just learn from the competition? Don't get rid of the competition. Learn from them. You see, people want to get rid of the competition because they're threatened by the competition. That's a form of weakness. Imagine you've got two people within a company. They're going for a promotion, a managerial position. And imagine one person is threatened by the other person. Like, yo, he's probably the better candidate. He could take this job role instead of me. So you know what this person will do? Instead of just competing naturally and fairly and allowing the senior managers to decide who's a better fit, let me go and bust out this person's car tires on the day of the interview. Me, I don't care about competition. Let's talk about the TikTok space. Let's talk about the social media influence space. There are other guys that talk similar to me. Big up King Riches. Big up Aaron Huntsman. Big up Miniature Music. Big up China. Big up DD Gray. Big up Maestro. I don't ever sit and think to myself, these men are in my space. I was here before most of them. So you know what? I'm going to make videos talking against them. I mean, some of the ones I've mentioned, I even chat to them anyway. Some of the ones I've mentioned, I talk to them anyway. Some of the ones I've mentioned, I've spoke to them obviously like online, like during the live stream. Some of them have commented underneath my videos. I've commented underneath their videos. Respectfully, on a friendly thing. Like, if I was to hit them up, although I've never spoke to them like, you know, on Instagram or TikTok, if I was to hit them up in the DMs, they will respond to me on a cool thing, obviously. And if they was to hit me up, I will respond to them. You see, only weak people need to get rid of the competition. Certain man will never even mention other man's name. Oh man don't want to give other man clout. I don't give a fuck. I only focus on myself. I'm not worried about what other people are doing. Am I doing the best that I can do? I'm not worried about other content creators and that. I remember the other day, yeah, big up DD Gray. He made a video, and anyone that watches my content and watches his content will know exactly what I'm talking about. He made a video that was exactly opposing to my views, yeah? I don't even need to say it. You don't know what I'm talking about. He made a video that was exactly opposing to my views. About 20 people tagged me in that video. They wanted me to make a response. Why? Why do you want me to make a response against the next man? What for? You already know that, I don't think like that. So why do you want me to make a response? See, people, they want to create a wedge. They want to create beef. They don't want unity. They want chaos. So I didn't make no video. I don't need to. I don't need to make no videos against any content creators, especially if I see them like in the same space as me. Yo, if that's what a man said, that's what a man said. Big up King Riches. He says stuff that I don't agree with. I'll never make no videos against him. I made a video when I first jumped on YouTube 6 years ago and that. I didn't make no video against him. I was just saying that, because he was basically saying, it don't even matter anyway, but he was saying something and I was saying, the reason why this happens because of this, but I wasn't making a video against him. King Riches is cool. He was the one that actually got me to my first 100 subscribers. So big up King Riches. I don't make videos trying to tear down someone else. Yo, let them and their shine. Let them do their thing. You see, you want to tear down and be destructive to other people because you're not on your mission. You're not on your purpose. I guarantee you, people that look like me, if they was on their mission, if they was on their purpose, they wouldn't be worrying about boycotting other shops. No way. No way. Name me 5, 10, 15 black millionaires in this country that are talking about boycott this shop, that shop. It's only the people at the bottom that are worried about boycotting other shops and that. When you're winning, you're too busy being successful. You're too busy having fun. You're too busy enjoying life. You ain't got time to be tearing down other shops or tearing down other people. Craziness, man. So yeah, I don't know what you people them's problem is. And the thing is, you're gonna tear down all the shops, shut down all the shops. Then what? Then what? Where are you gonna get your stuff? Because we do not have the logistical capability to run shops like them. We don't have the money to set up shops like them. Answer this question right now. Would we have the means, yeah, if in London, if all of the Asian man them shops was to not open and be empty, would we be able to replace them within a month? Every shop that you know that exists, that is run by an Asian man, would we be able to replace them in a month? 30 days is a long time. See, a lot of people say, 30 days ain't that long. It's not a long time in that. Yeah, it's because you move too slow. It's because you're not logistically capable, that's why. Because there's a certain set of people, yeah, I put strong money on it. Yeah, the people them from Stamford Hill, you know what I'm talking about. They could replace, if they really wanted to, they could replace certain people within 30 days. Call it, do you know what? Let me be generous. Call it 60 days. They could replace people in 60 days because they have the logistical capability. If that's even a word, I don't know. I'll Google it after I get off this. For once, I don't know something. For once, I'm unsure about something. But when you're winning, when you're truly on the right path, you don't give a fuck what other people got going on. You don't. You're too busy winning. The only messages you're going to be spreading is positivity. The only thing you want to do is uplift the people them around you or the people them that want to watch you. You don't hear me trying to tear down other people and that. Nah. Some of my content and that, yeah, people who are at the bottom, they're going to feel low and small. Yeah, it's because you put yourself there. I ain't put you there. It's because I'm saying what you don't want to hear. My channel, I preach, get up and go to fucking work and stop complaining about the victim mindset. Drop your victim mindset. I don't have a victim mindset. I don't think, the people that look like the ceiling on the wall behind me, I don't think that I have to work 3 times as hard as them. Everyone that's talking about boycott this shop, boycott that shop, they all think like that. 110%. 110%. But it's funny. I'm more successful than all of them. Crazy. Do you know why? Because you're putting your energies and your time into the wrong thing. So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe you feel like people have achieved stuff by shutting down this store or making this store lose customers and that. Why are you worried about what someone else has got going on? I ain't worried about what no one else has got going on. That's why you never hear me making this content about, or tearing down other content creators and that, or don't want to say other content creators' names just in case they go over there and want to follow them and stop following me. Do what you want to do. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man. Stay a while. It's done, man.
Cyrus Cormac Belton, a 14-year-old, was shot to death by South Carolina gas station owner Rick Chow. Asian Americans have a problem. Now, this is a topic that I'm personally a bit uncomfortable even talking about because it is a really complicated subject that deserves to be discussed with all of the nuance that comes with it, and a lot of people just are not willing to do that. Now, this case really reminds me of the 1991 killing of Latasha Harlins by Korean grocery owner Soon Ja-do, who ended up not going to jail. She just had to do probation and pay a fine. Now, the easy way out would be to say, what does race got to do with this? Sure, the gas station owner might have been Asian and the victim might have been Black, but it was an issue between store owner and store customer or perceived theft. And I think a lot of my fellow Asian Americans view this issue as something more to do between merchants and their customers or community around them. But there is definitely a racialized element at play here that a lot of people simply just don't know enough history to recognize. The reason why there are so many Asian businesses in predominantly Black neighborhoods, think your convenience stores, think grocery stores, beauty stores, nail shops, hair stores, a lot of these are operating by Asian immigrants. The Asian immigrants of the 1970s and 80s are different than the ones today. A lot of them came over because of immigration laws. They had limitations on how they could use their education or their skills and background in America. So many of them ended up becoming small business owners due to these discriminations. And because of redlining and other structural disadvantages that many Black Americans face, these predominantly Black neighborhoods, oftentimes in highly urban areas, were cheaper to buy a property to start a business for these new immigrants. Similarly, Rick Chow, who I believe is Chinese descent from his last name, he was found not guilty for the shooting of Cyrus Cormac Belton. They argued that because Cormac Belton was armed, even though he didn't bring up his arms, he was running away, he was shot in the back, they found him, Rick Chow, not guilty of murder. A lot of these Asian immigrants who come in to open up shop, they are not aware of the nuances of racial tensions in America. They might, like, broadly people know, okay, America has issues between white people and Black people, and slavery happened, but that's pretty much it. They don't really necessarily understand some different cultural things, like Asians tend to follow people around in their stores to kind of look at what they're touching, look at what they're interested in. They don't understand that has a very racialized angle in America. They don't necessarily realize and recognize that the people who they perceive as potential thieves tends to have a very racialized stereotype behind it. They'll disproportionately target Black people over other people in their stores. You just look at all of these issues coming out of H-Marts and NYC, where security guards will often accuse Black teenagers of shoplifting, but even if they're with their white or Asian friends, they don't get targeted the same as the Black person. Asians, like any group in America, have this anti-Black issue. A lot of it comes from these different stereotypes that get exported back to Asia with the US military, with popular media, just the normalization of racist ideas in America is so strong and so prevalent that of course it impacts people who are even just immigrants who just came here. They have an idea of these racial hierarchies in America. And a lot of times one of the issues with these Asian stores, small owners, and the local community is that they don't hire Black people. A lot of times they will only hire Asians or their own family. And some of this can be cutting cost measures. I know there are some Asians who will hire people who are not documented immigrants because they know they can exploit their labor, which is not the same for an American-born Black person. And I'm not discrediting the fact that there are aggressive people in poor urban areas. Because of poverty, people are going to turn to crime. And I'm not going to discredit that there's a strong undercurrent of xenophobia in America that also impacts Black Americans who will go forward and put these racist stereotypes and caricatures of Asians onto their local business owners. But that doesn't justify us Asians hitting back with violence, because we won't face the same consequences. In this kind of white supremacist dynamic of the court system, if an Asian commits a crime against a white person, we will be held accountable as a person of color. But if an Asian commits a crime against a Black person or another darker skinned person of color, we will be treated as the better minority. I think my screen is inverted, but one of the things that I read a while ago that really informed me was Kyung Park's Use and Abuse of Race and Culture, Black Korean Tension in America. And this was written in 1996, so very much informed by the recent LA riots and the different ways that the white media painted the conflict not as this sort of Black response to white brutality in police, but rather as this Korean Black conflict, and really sensationalized it. I think Asian Americans need to do a lot of work to unpack racism and understand really how that intersects with economic stuff, with immigration, with all of these different issues that we tend to look at only as in a bubble of only looking at Asian American issues, but not considering how they intersect with other racial groups' issues in America. Anyway, I'm not really sure if the point of my video came across, but I wanted to express that I'm very, very sorry for Cyrus's family. I'm really disappointed in the way that Asians continually use their proximity to whiteness and power and economic privilege against other people of color, even unknowingly. And I guess this is also just a call to my fellow Asian Americans to do some of that mental work unpacking, learn the history of Asians in America, and understand why it is not going to be beneficial to side with white supremacy. I've seen numerous Black creators on here standing up for Asian Americans facing discrimination, and that's amazing and wonderful, and I truly wish our community reciprocated the same amount. I realized I forgot to mention also, if you are Asian and you're not comfortable operating a business in a predominantly Black neighborhood because you are afraid for your life or your business, move somewhere else. I'm from around the Baltimore area. There's very few Korean businesses left in the historic Koreatown. They all moved out to Howard County. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't need to stay there. I know, it's hard to pack up and move, but it's better than staying there and endangering the lives of your community.
So guys, as you all have seen from these clips, Black folks have actually made up their mind when they said they were gonna stop going to Asian businesses, they were going to stop patronizing them, and that's exactly what they've been doing. I want to feel bad for the Asian guys, but why? They've never pitied us. They've never respected us. They've literally called us monkeys times without numbers, and they want us to sympathize with them right now. Hell no. The word transfer is permanent, and we are not going back on our words. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if you liked it, I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section, and do well to hit on that subscribe button and watch, share, so that more Black folks will get to see the video. Thank you, and see you in the next one.